Everyone, this is Telts from Exodias Exalted, bringing y'all some of our war attacks over the past week. So let's go ahead and get started with this attack from 10 feet. His strat for this base was to go wee the bottom and then hog out the top. So let's go ahead and watch and see how he does. He's luring out the CC with a few loons and possibly hogs if needed. He actually did not need any hogs to lure out the CC, but I believe he was worried that the air sweeper was going to push his loons back too much and wasn't going to get the full CC before they died. Now this was a second attack on this base, so we already knew where the big bombs were hidden. All four of them were tucked individually between every AD and Wizard Tower. So he's going to deal with the heroes and two bombs down south with a go-wee portion of his attack due to the wide open area of it. Now you see that he waited and dropped his golems so they would path on separate sides of the base and put them well ahead of his DPS so those bombs would not kill his witches and wizards. He raises to the right side to go ahead and get an easy queen kill and get that golem out ahead of his DPS. Has his hawk streaming up top, heal through the first bomb, and then raise through the quad Teslas. And then he's going to drop his fourth and final heal on the last single big bomb. So right now, we're just going to watch his hogs go through the remaining DPS, and then it's just a matter of cleanup. This attack went very smoothly. It's an attack that Timothy has done before on this type base setup, so we knew he wasn't going to have much issues on this base. Let's go ahead and speed this attack up. Alright, this attack is going to be brought to you by Front Manager 5. He is going to do a 3 golem hog. So, a lot of times, you want to decide where you want 2 golems or 3 golems. You're always asking yourself, what is the value I can get out of that 3rd golem? Like, why should I bring him? Well, you start by calculating, can you get the CC kill? Can you get the heroes kill? Can you pop a double bomb? And how many defenses can I get out if I bring that extra golem? Because with 2 golems, 3 golems, you're still going to get the CC, that Archer Queen, and a double bomb set, almost all the time. So you're really asking, how many more point defenses can I distract, destroy, and possibly keep my Archer Queen alive? That's where the big value is. Can I keep my queen alive? Can I get an Expo, possibly a Tesla, and another point defense? That's when I like to bring a 3rd golem. So he starts with his hog portion of the attack with a clockwise rotation around the base. Clockwise rotation, so many hogs survive that it almost looks like he's single stream it, but he's avoiding the majority of the traps, the spring traps, the bombs, by doing this type of hog drop. Had a couple giants to distract point defenses before he dropped his hogs. Hogs perfectly clean out the base. You notice the Archer Queen is still alive, helping them with cleanup. So we're going to speed this up, watch the hogs go around, and finish out this base. Alright, this is going to be a Go Laloon brought to you by Mutt-Pep. I decided to show this attack because with the addition of the poison spell, you're no longer bringing a lightning to help kill the CC. So that frees you up with an extra spell slot. So you get to decide what you like to do with that. He decides that he can go 3 rages. Because he can go 3 rages instead of the traditional possibly 2 rages when you had to use the jump and a lightning, you're also able to bring more DPS or more loons if you would like, and less lava hounds on certain base setups. So this is a base setup where Mutt-Pep was able to bring more loons because he had an extra rage, then bring in that one more lava hound. Now his goal was to clear out that whole compartment with his first stage. So he gets his AD, gets the Archer Queen, and the CC. So there's a couple buildings left. He has the Air Sweeper and the Wizard Tower, but he's going to get that with no issue. So he go ahead and sends in his Laloon portion of the attack from the north, going to do a counterclockwise motion around this base. Balloons are just ripping through the compartments. So he ends up having an extra rage per compartment. So it's going to go pretty quickly for the attack. Final Hound pops, but the Balloon's already down there, clearing out everything. It was pretty much an overkill. Had a lot of Loons left over, but then it's kind of, what are you going to do? An extra Hound isn't really going to help. It would not have popped on this base, so you've been stuck with nothing for cleanup for that. So he just went ahead and tried to just run over the base with more DPS Loons. I've started to prefer to have our Town 9s, if possible. More times than likely you are possible to have this, but you get to save a Loon or two towards the end of your attack to drop for cleanup. I mean, it wasn't an issue on this base, but you can tell all his Loons did clump up, which I've seen way too many high 90% 1 stars due to Loons clumping up at the end. So save yourself some cleanup if possible. Guy's gonna come at you with a 3 golem hog attack on this base. I think he thought he could get that AD with some free Loons just so he can go ahead and get out a portion of the base. Didn't happen, not a huge issue. His golems are going in. This guy had a Valk and Dragon CC. Valk started doing some work on those golems all clumped up, but not much an issue. Here's a frontal in perfectly into the base. Queen's locked onto the dragon, goes down. King did go down pretty early for Guy. I know he didn't plan that. Our twins get stuck on that storage, but nothing to worry about. Let's go ahead and get the hogs rocking and rolling. Queen's working just perfectly fine to the base. Still has her phase ability. Hogs up top trigger that first set of double giant bombs. This was a first attack on the base, so it was a lot of guessing on where exactly those bombs would be. He had enough heals to cover up the rest of the remaining hogs. Not an issue. Pops another bomb. So the guy ended up having a set of double giant bombs and then 2 single giant bombs. Queen's still alive, has the phase, so she's helping up with a bunch of cleanup. Last bomb goes off. Luckily, did not kill all of his hogs. That would have been probably a kill on the entire raid at that point, where he wouldn't have had enough for cleanup. Guy, like most of us, like to bring a few goblins if possible to fit into our cleanup, just to help clear out buildings. It's going to help more than any other 2-space troop to clear out those storages and drills. Alright, let's go ahead and jump to Michi's war attack. He's going to be doing a Go Laloon on this base, planning on getting everything out and cleared in that compartment he's breaking into. So just getting 1 AD, Wizard Tower, Sweeper, CC, and Archer Queen was the plan of this raid. Didn't try to get too much, get too greedy, bring a junk spell, try to get an Expo or 2. They're blocked by storages. He said, screw it, let's not worry about it. Everything's going good with his golem stage of this raid. Queen's going to end up clearing out the last part of that compartment. Gets the Air Sweeper, no issue with her phase. So starts with a counterclockwise motion from the north part of this base. There is a heavy Tesla core which sometimes does give worry if you don't time your hounds right, and they burst way before your loons can get to them. Not an issue. Decides to bring a heal spell just to help with that portion of it, because you see the hounds didn't last long and it took some time for the loons to get there. But in that meantime, he had some loons coming in from the southeast, raised them to get through that last remaining defenses. Now this is one of the raids where the lava pups went perfectly evenly around the base to spread out, so you knew cleanup would not be an issue. There's so many pups. This was a great attack by Michi. Alright, we're going to show a Go La Loon from Ron Burgundy. His plan for this base was to get Archer Queen, CC, AD, and just Air Sweeper and 1 or 2 point defenses. This was a funky base entry point to kind of come in, especially with a new Queen AI, because you're so worried about her bouncing around the base. King actually goes walking on his base and not the Queen. Queen starts coming in. There goes the King. See, Queen's down. Got the AD. Got the Air Sweeper. So now we're still waiting on the CC. He was not able to pull the CC on his base, so it was a little worry at this point. But go ahead and go with his attack. He does still have his poison spell, so he's gotta hope that it wasn't a dragon-filled CC. Luckily, it was not. It was still an old-fashioned standard 2-2-3 CC, which is archers and wizards. Plenty enough that poison spell could just destroy them without any issue really remaining to his La Loon states of the attack. Starting with a counterclockwise motion on the base. Had just enough right amount of loons in the right part of the base to clear it out and start coming back in for cleanup. Tesla's grouped together with an AD. We're doing work on those lava hounds. Not an issue because plenty of loons were unaffected by any defenses because hounds did their jobs and tanked perfectly. Lava pups, once again, just like Michi's attack, popped evenly around the base, timed as planned to help with cleanup. Just speeding up for y'all. Alright. Hope everyone enjoyed these war attacks. These were the clans we faced. Until next time, good luck in your wars.